Namaste. Let's talk about pranayama, also known as breathing. When you take a modern yoga class, a teacher might often say something like, breathe the prana in. And what are they referring to? Well, they're referring to prana as your life force energy. And prana really means first unit of life. It's what brings vitality to your being. And yama means control. So when we engage in pranayama, we're controlling the flow of energy throughout the body. And it is our goal as yogis and practitioners to really start to flood the entire body and allow that breath to reach all parts of the body to increase circulation, to increase oxygenation, and overall flow. Now, as babies, we breathe what's referred to as diaphragmatically. And this diaphragmatic breathing, if you can think of a baby breathing, you can inhale, see their belly expand like a balloon, and exhale, see the belly relax. Inhale, you'll see the belly expand, and exhale, you'll see it relax. And ideally, that's how we as adults would breathe naturally. However, as we start to age, we develop these fight or flight stress responses that really start to inhibit the breath. The breath might become a little shaky. It might have jerks or pauses in it. We might even hold the breath at certain times when we are stressed out, anxious, or full of fear and worry. So our goal is to practice breathing exercises today that will help you bring you into a place of homeostasis. And we'll start with that diaphragmatic breathing, that same old breath that you had as you were an infant, and try to bring it back into your life now. So just a little schematic to help you understand what's happening internally. So let's look at the thoracic cavity here, and you'll see at the bottom of the thoracic cavity is this kind of like balloon-like shape or dome-like shape. This pink line is the diaphragm. And what happens is when you inhale, that pink line starts to go down a little bit, and the diaphragm contracts, it lowers and flattens as you inhale. Now, as you exhale and the navel draws in towards the body, you'll start to notice that the diaphragm starts to raise up and as the air is exhaled. So as you inhale, the belly expands, the diaphragm lowers. As you exhale, the navel draws in and the diaphragm raises up. And so our goal is to start to practice diaphragmatic breathing so that we can strengthen the elasticity of the diaphragm, make it more mobile, but also give more space in this thoracic cavity and allow the lungs to receive more oxygen so that they can send more oxygen to the rest of your body. So let's take a moment to practice now. Take one hand on heart and one hand on your belly, and just start to feel the inflow and outflow of your breath now. And now notice if you're breathing, inhaling, expanding, or if you're inhaling, drawing the navel in. And if you're not inhaling, expanding, see if you can do that. Inhale, feel the belly expand. Exhale, feel the belly relax. Inhale, feel the belly expand. Exhale, feel the abdomen relax. And just continue there for a few more breaths. Start to smooth out that breathing pattern so that as you breathe, you can start to really get a nice, smooth, steady flow here. Make sure there are no jerks or pauses in the breath. Just keep it smooth and even and steady. Continue to breathe with the belly and then just increase the capacity a little bit so that as you inhale, you start to feel the ribs rise a little bit and the collarbones lift a little bit. And then as you exhale, the navel draws back in. Same thing, inhale, belly, ribs, chest, the collarbones just lift a little bit. Exhale, relax all those muscles. One more round of breath. So what we're trying to do here is engage three main parts of our body, and that's abdominal, when you feel the belly expand and relax, and then you have the thoracic area when you feel the ribs rise a little bit and expand a little bit, and then you have the clavicular area up here near where the collarbones are, and you just feel that slightly lift as you breathe in. All right, so let's start to feel that just a little bit more. We'll go a little bit deeper with this practice. So let's take the hands on the hip points here. And now find that belly breathing again. Inhaling, feeling the belly expand. Exhaling, feeling the navel draw in. Inhaling, belly expands. Exhaling, the navel draw in. And as you do this, you'll start to notice that, oh yeah, the breath, I can really feel the belly moving. But I can also feel that breath really filling the pelvic bowl as well. Yeah. So you're creating mobility in all different types and areas of your body and starting to oxygenate all different areas of your body, creating more flow. Good, and now let's bring the hands to the ribs and just feel that there. How the ribs move as you breathe in and out. Inhaling, belly expands. Exhaling, navel draws in. Inhaling, belly expands. Exhaling, navel draws in. Please continue. And then thumbs in the armpits, hands across the chest, same thing. Inhaling, belly expands. You might feel the ribs move a bit, and then the collarbones lift a little bit, and then exhale, relax. And just continue that way for a few more rounds of breath. Feeling the three dimensions of your breath. And feeling the way the body not just moves through those different cavities, but also in all three dimensions. Slowly start to release. So if we went through that exercise and you noticed that we were reverse breathing, you noticed that your breath was very short or stagnant, that it had a lot of pauses or jerks in it, then I invite you to go to the second video after you conclude this one and really practice diaphragmatic breathing with a variety of props and support. This will help you bring the body back into a state of homeostasis, into a state of balance and relaxation. All right, so yogis really believe that the pause in the breath is equivalent to death. And when we continue to pause and have short breaths and reverse breathe and have these irregular breathing patterns, we can create quite a bit of illness in the body. It can be anything from headaches to more stress to things such as dementia or coronary heart disease. Now, it may not seem like such a big deal to be having a shorter stagnant breath when you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, but if you start to look down the line and see patterns in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you might start to notice, hey, dementia is starting to come in, and part of this can be linked back to the breath. Coronary heart disease is also linked back to irregular breathing patterns. Now imagine that you are your heart muscle and you're trying to pump blood into the rest of the body. It would be really hard to do that if this space was consistently contracted or if it was very tight and the muscles were all tight and not elastic. It'd be hard to oxygenate the blood and get it through the entire body. And this is just another reason why this breathing practice is so important. On another level, it also starts to affect the mind. The breath is the bridge between the body and the mind. And you might start to notice, hey, when I breathe a little bit smoother, the mind feels more relaxed, and vice versa. When the mind is stressed, the breath becomes more stagnant and constricted. So one of the quickest ways to start to work with the mind is to use the breath. And you can come right here and just feel the body, but if you're in a meeting or something, you can just do it with the hands on your side, whatever. But just engage that diaphragmatic breath so that you can bring the mind-body sense complex back into homeostasis. And the more that your breath is full and even without jerks or pauses, The better health, the more happier and the more calm of a mind you will have. And what this means when you have a calm mind is that you can access the great intuition of your buddhi. You can access that intuitive intelligence within you and make skillful, wise decisions as you go through your days, because you're coming from a place of balance and ease, rather one that is flustered and stressed out. So practice diaphragmatic breathing, use it throughout your days so that you can experience great health, happiness, and freedom from fear. Namaste.